to Blue Capri. Blue Capri has been a slight firmer. Crumps is out the gate after opening probably second pick, and then you're getting out in the market to Handsign, who's also been fairly well in commission all the way through, but the favourite is Just Gold. My selection out the gate here, Bolter's odds here on number 10, but maybe a roughie for your Quinellas here, Dancing Elsie. They're at the barriers, starting to move in. Race number 3 on the card, the Dragon Boat Restaurant Group Handicap.
Brian Blackmore just calling these horses into order, as you heard his dulcet tones in the background there at the moment. Now, we've had a little try here, my good friend, just as a studio trifecta. We have 1, 2, 3 and 7.
Yeah, well, we put the favourite in the topping. Then I like Blue Capri. You got a bit of a fancy for Handsign, and you've thrown in Pulp Fiction. You might be a Quentin Tarantino fan.
It's first up from a spell, Pulp Fiction, but can go pretty quick. And we're just keeping our fingers crossed, because I think every time I take a trifecta, I like to throw something in that's going to put a little bit of value in there as well.
Well, I mean, that's what people have a punt for, isn't it? I mean, everyone remembers those trifectas that pay 50,000, and you certainly don't get them by putting in the first favourite from the second favourite from the third favourite, do you?
All right, Ross Stevenson joining us here at Moonee Valley again today, but we'll go racing down to Geelong shortly and have a chat with Dan Malecki if he has recovered from the fun run, and then back up to Mildura. And, well, certainly a thoroughbred, no two ways about him. Got a good style about him too, gone barefoot. Is that a BB Bakila?
Well, yes, I think it was, and he's clearly a desperate punter in that he's clearly sold his shoes to back the favourite in the last at Geelong, which has left him shoeless, but... He's look at that, easing down to the line. None of that Nike philosophy. There is no finishing line for that chap.
Let's see if we can get one over the line here for you. This is race 3 at Moonee Valley. Here's Brian.
Light on and away they go. In the centre, Blue Capri's come out well with Just Gold and also Dancing Elsie. Pugneek over on the inside and hunting up Mrs. Watson to be amongst the leaders as they settle, and going through Just Maggie. Back in the field, Handsign, and at the head of the others then over on the outside of it is Petite Girl. Pulp Fiction about 2.5. Oh, there's a fall. Petite Girl's come down there. Over on the outside of Pulp Fiction there is Crumps as they run down towards the 600-metre mark, where Pugneek leads from Blue Capri, and getting to third on the inside, Meccano. A length away, Just Gold, 2 to Just Maggie. Hard-ridden Mrs. Watson, around it then Dancing Elsie. On the inside is Handsign, a fair way back into the outer as they corner Pulp Fiction, and last of all is Crumps at the 300-metre mark, and the leader is Pugneek just in front of Blue Capri. Just Gold hooking out 3 deep, and then Meccano, and further back Just Maggie, but Just Gold took the lead in the straight and broke away here from Blue Capri. Meccano and Just Maggie on the outside running on, but Just Gold in front. Meccano getting home late in the centre, and Just Maggie on the outside, but Just Gold is too good, and Just Gold wins nearly 2 lengths. Second placing Just Maggie, from Meccano, Blue Capri, and then Crumps, who made ground. At the head of the others, Handsign. Back behind it, Dancing Elsie, Pulp Fiction, Pugneek, and last in Mrs. Watson. And the horse that came to grief down the back was Petite Girl and Aaron Spiteri.
Thanks, Brian. 1, 5 and 8, the top weight, Just Gold. In fact, heavily backed. I think, now, I may stand corrected here, I don't know whether that's young Dean Wisson's first winner in town. I may be wrong. He's a twin brother of Jason. Both the young boys come from Colac in the Western District originally. Were apprenticed to Daryl Cannon at one stage down there, and now they've transferred their indentures down Geelong way. But I know one of the boys went interstate. I don't know if it was Jason or young Dean, and rode a winner up there at Sydney not all that long back. But I'm just not too sure as to how many winners perhaps Dean may have ridden in town. But we'll find out shortly. I'm sure some of the boys down there. But he's rode a well-judged race, hands and heels. Just Gold goes to the line to win race 3, the Dragon Boat Restaurant Group Handicap, over 1,000 metres here at Moonee Valley. Numbers officially on screen here, Ross. 1,
5 and 8, tragically, Blue Capri staggering into 4th. Back them each way, they run 4th, of course. Back them for the win, they run 2nd. And we're building a picket fence here today at Moonee Valley, with the number 1s getting up in the first 3 races.
Now, this is young Aaron Spiteri has been placed on a stretcher. In fact, they've got the neck brace on Aaron. More so, I would dare say, probably for security reasons. And let's just keep our fingers crossed that young Aaron's quite okay. It was a nasty fall down the back there. In fact, just before that horse fell, Petite Girl, I did notice not so much a bit of crowding, but I thought she might have dipped just prior to her actually falling, which may have signalled that something was about to give way. And she's come down at the back of the field.
They're very brave lads, those jockeys who go around. I mean, let's not forget, it is It's a competitive sport and it's dangerous. And
The bottom line, Ross, the bottom line, I think if you spoke to any of these kids or these jockeys, and I have been lucky enough at times to be able to be on a horse and basically get the thrill of speed, you don't feel any speed sensation. There's no fear when you're on top. Or there's no, well, I don't feel any fear, and I think 99.9% of all these kids. Well, I mean, it's their trade, and it's like anyone that's involved in their trade. I don't think, put it this way, if you've got fear and you're a jockey, give it away.
Oh, absolutely.
But the thrill of speed, and it's all happening all so quick. And a lot of the celebrities that even drive in some of the harness races here at Moonee Valley, you ask them, how quick do you reckon you're going down the back? And they'll say, oh, well, I didn't think I was going all that quick. But when they look at themselves as to what's happened, they think, well, we're really going that quick? Adrenaline does some wonderful things to you.
Here we got the interim dividends on the third here at the Valley today. $2.70 for the toppy, the favourite. $1.30 the place. $3.30, nice dividend of the place for Just Maggie. And Meccano, number 8, starting to put it together, Meccano. $2.50 for the place dividend. Quinella 1 and 5, $14.60. Try is 1, 5 and 8 trifecta, $167.20. Running double, 2 favourites, $2.90. Bit skinny there, but that's why they're made favourite, because they reckon they'll win, and they have.
OK, winner back to scale here at the moment. Photos being taken, some happy owners. Let's have a look at where the damage occurred. Now, have a look, petite girl. You'll find her out the back. Here's the slow-mo. If we can just try and pick her up here. I'm looking for the white cap, and you can see her on the virtually on the extreme outside. You can start to see
So just
the jockey there just looking across.
Looking over his shoulder back towards...
Now there's the horse right at the back, turned the head on the side. There's the horse dipping and down it goes. In fact, I think you might find that the stewards might have a little something to say there. Maybe that horse with the white cap has just come across the front. It's interesting to have a look at the rider out the back there with the yellow cap now looking around at the fallen horse and rider. Could sense... Now, I don't want to dwell. I don't really want to dwell on this because I just hope that young Aaron Sapateri is quite okay. But it shows what makes good riders to be able to foresee what's going to happen. And that rider of the horse at the back knew something was happening before it really happened. You could see him pull his horse out. Dean Misson comes back to scale as a winner here at Moonee Valley. Whether it's for the first time or not, we'll find out shortly. But well done, young fellow. And no doubt he's got some proud parents sitting back up there at Colac. In fact, I think they can nearly almost get us up there at Colac. It's about 91, 92 mile from Melbourne.
Well, I was down at Phillip Island yesterday, and certainly Channel 31 well and truly makes it down to Phillip Island. So I tell you what, might have more coverage than any other television station in Melbourne.
Penguins actually find it great watching down there.
Yeah. That's right, and all the Japanese tourists, of course, were down at Phillip Island yesterday and at the Valley today. With the Japan Cup coming up with the top weight block of flats and an apartment.
Talking of the Japan Cup, why don't we have a look at the perhaps the totes of the Japan Cup for 1995. And the toppy, that block of flats that you are referring to, Matakana Tannhauser, $35.30, $12.60. Number 2, Pure Grain, $16.35.90. Number 3, Narita Bryan, has come up at $11.20 and $4.30. Number 4 is Lando at $15.10 and $5.70. $45.10 for number 5. That's Carling. Royce and Royce, number 6, has come up $24.30 and $8.20. You can take out 7. Turk Passer, unfortunately, I think has done some tendon damage to himself over there. Had to be scratched. Number 8, you can tell the Aussies have really plonked here for the hometown favourite. $3.50 and $1.10. He was $23, 23 to 1 overnight, into 17 to 1 this morning. Dane Wynn has now come into $3.50 as far as the Aussies are concerned. Of course, we're only talking Aussie totes here. Number 9, Taaki Blizzard. Has come up at $22.60 and $6.10, $17.50 and $5 even for number 10, Hernando. Stony Bay, number 11, $7.10. So the Aussies not letting it under the guard. It was the extreme outsider last night in betting in Tokyo, $7.10 and $1.80, and $7.10 and $3 even for number 12, Hishi Amazon. Awad, number 13. 19.70 and $6.50. Tell you more about him a little bit later on. 14 Sandpit, $7.40 and $2.70. That's the horse I think Lee Friedman pointed towards. And $123 even and $27.60 for Nice Natured. Now that's definitely named after you, Ross.
Well, I tell you what, if you think of having a bet in the Japan Cup, $3.50 for Danewin is pretty skinny odds. It's a lot better than that. So if you've got a friend who's in Tokyo,
get on the 80.
Pick up the phone, ring your friend in Tokyo and back Danewin up there, because it's not much value. And but Jackie Cheese back on it. I think Bob Hawke's just got his tears out of his tears out of his lapel after he got beaten in the Derby. Jackie Cheese back on it, and Stony Bay paying $7.10 there. I mean, Stony Bay couldn't beat us.
Too short. Oh,
at the moment, could it? I mean, it's been going like a broken bottom, to use an expression, Rob.
How do they go?
not real well, especially in Japan.
You work on that. We'll come back and find out what the answer of what a broken bottom is all about. First leg of the Moonee Valley Quadrella. For his quaddie chat, let's go trackside to Brendan Cormack.
Gray with the presentation in the background to Gabe Farah and his owners. Gabe, of course, had Better Loosen Up in Japan back in 1990 for a memorable win by Better Loosen Up, the only horse from this part of the world to have won the race from the Australian contingent at least. Horlicks, of course, was a winner for the New Zealand camp, although they all go under the one banner as Oceania. But let's have a look at this quadrella this afternoon. In the fourth, I've selected 2 to beat 7 and 11, but I'm going a little wider in the quadrella. I like Indy Raj. I think that Patrick Payne on board today is a very good riding change, and I think that Indy Raj, you've just got to forget that run in the Bendigo Cup, because quite out of character, he was sent around the field mid-race and was put up into a forward position, and I think he just spent his lollies a little too early. So number 2, Indy Raj, certainly goes in at the head of my quadrella, but I'm going to put in the 5, 6, 7 and 8 brackets, numbers 2, 5, 6, 7 and 8 in the first leg. Reasons being that Crooked Lad in the 5 bracket, horse number 14, has been racing very well at the provincials. Is an on-pace runner, will be right up there throughout. Then we have Time Chase, who's been racing well at the provincials, was beaten in a very strong race last start at Bendigo on the opening day of the Cup Carnival there, the Class 5 Cup. We've got number 7, Chesham, which is Lee Friedman's second and last runner for the day. And Chesham has been racing well, as Lee pointed out, has a nice weight drop. And Tactics I like in the 8 bracket with Jamestown. So 2, 5, 6, 7 and 8 in the first leg. In the second leg, I'm going wide again here. We finish off with 2 fairly skinny final legs, but I'm going with numbers 3, 4, 5, 7 and 9 in the second leg. Suit the Office is the one that I like here. Suit the Office was a tidy effort at Bendigo in a race that has generated some reasonable form in recent times, and I speak of a race that was won on Bendigo Cup Day by Proposer Toast, the welter there, and that race has generated some good form through the performances of Raging Planet and Ascetic Ruler recently. So I'm certainly going to put Suit the Office in. Numbers 3 and 4, 3, 4, 5, 7 and 9 going into that leg. I've actually selected them there, 3, 10 and 7. The third leg is race number 6 on the card, and here, well, you probably think this is an omen bet of some sort here. Number 4, Fat City Fellow. Now, Fat City Fellow is a last start second at Dunkeld in the Dunkeld Cup. He's suited at the 3,000 metres. He has raced well here at Moonee Valley before, and I do think that today we'll see the real Fat City Fellow come out and bowl over number 3, Sharaj. Sharaj is to be ridden by Nifty Wilson, who often rides Fat City Fellow. Interesting to note that Nifty's opted to ride number 3 today, and I've put in for third number 10 in the race. Number 10 in the race being Our Omnipotent, but I'm going to just cut it down in this leg to the quadrella side of things to numbers 3 and 4, principally number 4 to beat number 3. That brings us to the last leg, a good bracket here to finish on, along with the top weight. I like Divider, number 1. Divider, very hard to beat, racing well, has the form line through Elegancy at its last start, and Elegancy was able to win last start at Sandown. In fact, that was yesterday, winning the sprint there. So I suggest to you that number 1 must go in, even though it's up in the weights today. And I also thought that number 9 and number 10 had to go in, Ticonderoga and Trader Joe. Trader Joe comes through the race that Kingston Ruling won at Bendigo, and I do think that Kingston Calling, I should say, and Trader Joe ran third in that race, and I do think that form will stand up very strongly. So I'm putting the 1 and 9 bracket in the last. So there you have it, coming home light in the last 2 legs. For those of you taking the quad extra, well, very much the same line of thought. In the first leg, numbers 3, 4, 5, 7 and 10. In the second leg, numbers 3 and 4. In the third leg, numbers 1, 9 and 10. And in the final leg, I think you can cut it down to just 2 chances here, numbers 1 and 2. French Resort, who ran a very good race at Bendigo behind a horse with a lot of promise called Ernesto. And I also thought that Mrs. Kraus ran a very good race at Flemington recently, numbers 1 and 2 for the last leg. Good luck if you're having a try on the quaddie or the quad extra. And it all starts on race number 4. Good luck.
Thank you very much, Brendan. A little bit of wind down there at the moment. Trackside, the New World TV handicap over 2,040 metres. And you've got Brendan's thoughts to that. Now, just unfortunately, we've got a few problems up there at Mildura. But I can give you Rob Alber's thoughts on the race. 2:55 is start time, so you've got plenty of betting time still left. He likes 2 on top, Kiss Me Casey to beat number 11. That's Miss Famous, and number 10, Just EJ for third. And if you're looking to have a trifecta, throw in number 8, that is Vegar's Image. 2, 11, 10 and 8 for Robbie Alber's thoughts. If we can have a look at the totes, if we've got them handy there. Haven't got them, just a few problems, but we'll try and rectify that problem up there at Mildura. 2, 11, 10 and 8. Okay.
We should continue at some stage a bit of celebrity spotting in the crowd here at the Valley if we can, because, you know, Baroness Thatcher was said to be here, Tom Jones is said to be here, Rob, and, of course, the Highwaymen with Chris Christopherson and Johnny Cash are also reported to have taken time from their book signings and their concerts to come out here and mix with the folk, and quite possibly the Beatles as well.
Actually, I must admit, just to everyone at home, for the information of Aaron Spiteri's family, Aaron's quite okay. So the good news out of the jockey room, Aaron Spiteri quite okay after his tumble in the last here at Moonee Valley. Might have a few bruises, but no broken bones to report at this stage. Yeah, you were talking about some of our celebrities, but I'm just having a look at my clock at the moment. You're probably about 20 minutes away from maybe the Pakistanis arriving.
Yeah, the Pakistanis should be here about 10 to 3 because they were at 2 for 49 at the resumption of play this morning. And that is a group of women who travel wherever Tom Jones gives concerts.
Oh, okay.
There were 3 Welsh women from Pontypridd who come out here and they bring a suitcase each plus 1 common suitcase full of underwear.
There is one way, I was just about to say, there is one way you could check with Tom Jones fans, but we might just breeze straight over that. Yes,
modesty forbids this afternoon.
Yes.
They're just some of the people who are here today at the Valley, paid the meagre sum of $5 to get, well, that's Tom Uren. On the right, a great old digger and former Member of Parliament. And on the left...
a friend of his.
Well, it's a little known fact that Malcolm Fraser's been going to Jenny Craig of recent time, and either that or he's spending a lot of time with his daughter Phoebe in some of the more sort of hunger-stricken areas of Africa, and he's dropped a heck of a lot of weight, Malcolm. And doesn't he look a lot better for it as he pulls out... something out of his pocket? It'd be very interesting. Probably a historical document that it's probably the speech he wrote on the sacking of the Whitlam government that he brought down here, and he's going to flog in the members' bar later in an attempt to raise.
Sorry, mate, I've just had news. The Pakistanis won't be here at 20 past 3. They are now only 3 for 190, so they've had a bit of a resurgence, is the latest mail. 3 for 190. That is an actual factual score. Let's go to Mildura. Because our line is now open to Robbie Alber. 2, 11, 10 and 8 was the last message we had from you, Robbie. Any changes?
Actually, Rob, yes, it was actually 2, 11 and 1. However, my numbers for race 4 at Mildura. I've got Peter Manolis here with me. This race is the final of heats which were run at Robinvale last week, and Peter has probably got more of an opinion than what I may have in this race. Peter, you've probably seen a few of these run, especially at the heats. What have you come up with?
Certainly have, Rob, and they won't scorch around like Smooth Shillelagh did in 2 minutes last race, but it's the trickiest race of the day, and I've come down with about 7 or 8 chances that have all got good each-way chances. Basically, I've settled on the 4 heat winners, and I thought that Perot, Pro Chevalier mare from the pole, probably won't lead. I think Kiss Me Casey will cross, but was very impressive at Robinvale. Perhaps I'll make it clear pick. Vegar's Image should get a nice run through the field at the start. I'll put it in for second, and Miss Famous was probably the most impressive run of the day at Robinvale, but as we've seen here today, it's pretty hard to come from behind, and Summer Risk's not without a chance.
Yes, well, as Peter has mentioned, up to this stage, all the leaders have won, Rob, but I did like here number 2, Kiss Me Casey. I thought it had a great each-way chance. The horse looked well. Her form prior to her last couple were very good against very good company behind Final Exit at Mildura, and I just feel if she can repeat that performance, she's in with a great chance, number 2 each way, Kiss Me Casey. The winner
Well, we've got a few problems up there at the moment. The pole marker, Perot, $4.60, $1.80, $6.80 and $2 for Kiss Me Casey. Represents great value, Ross.
It does at $6. I think a problem there was that Peter Manula's ate Rob's microphone. I think is why we lost audio on that, because he's still got the napkin round his neck. He's been having
a big lunch.
A huge feed, and we'd be fairly safe in saying some souvlaki might be part of the bill of fare for Peter up there today. But $6.80 on Kiss Me Casey, that'll get me in.
All right, we might send you with the running shoes on down to the tote window and see what you can organise for us at Mildura. Meanwhile, we'll take a break. Racing live this afternoon from Moonee Valley, Geelong, and harness racing from Mildura. We'll be back with you shortly.
A night at the Trots is a great night for a group function or fundraiser. Social clubs, sporting clubs, a family get-together, or even an intimate dinner for a small group. In fact, for groups from 2 to 800, it's great value. There's a wide range of packages, from exclusive dining boxes to lavish smorgasbords. Call Pat on 9370 4000 for all the details.
Harness racing, now that is big.
The Harness Card. At last, a card to reward harness fans. For just $60, you'll go harness racing across Victoria to 385 meetings, including all Moonee Valley harness meetings. That's right, no admission price. And harness card holders will also receive attractive rewards throughout the season. To purchase your card, contact Harness Racing Victoria on 9375 4255 or obtain your card at any harness racing club. The Harness Card. It's the card that will harness the future.
From the Channel 31 Community Notice Board, take a stand against the casino and reclaim our city. Rally in Batman Park, Spencer Street, Melbourne, next to the Yellow Peril at 2 p.m. Sunday 10th of December. For more information, phone 9650 1180. If your community group would like to display a message on our Community Notice Board, phone Channel 31 on 9650 5610. That's 9650 5610 during business hours. Ask for community notices. Serving the local community, Channel 31.
Welcome back. Oops, pardon me. Welcome back to racing from Moonee Valley. Our little runner was just about to go down and have our trifecta, but he's left without the money, which is a shocking thing to do. He'll probably get down there and miss the whole thing.
Yeah, but and if he does, we're very generous. We'll take payment from him on terms. We'll allow him 2 weeks to pay. Not a problem there. Getting a trifecta with the what's the name of the welter in this?
This is the New World TV Handicap.
Ah, good. There we go. The New World TV Handicap coming up, and well, there's plenty of value going around in this. I tell you what, an exciting ranch just attracts my attention for just a moment. Number 5 paying $10.70. That wouldn't disappoint me. Favourite in a very open race is number 7 Chesham, the Freedman trained horse, marginally in front of number 8 Jamestown, and also under double figures we have number 14 Crooked Lad. With Ace Patiri down to ride it, we have got the news that he's okay after that fall, but you'd be surprised if he was riding in that, wouldn't you?
Interesting horse that's fairly short there is the 8 Jamestown at $5.50 and $2 even. He's second of 11 at Morfettville. Must have captured the eyes of quite a few. Terry O'Sullivan's on a little bit of a roll at the moment. Had a good winner up there over the Ballarat Cup Carnival. Any stars in there that you can see? Perhaps is that woman about to throw something at Tom Jones or not?
Well, she is in fact wearing what is the only Coogee jumper ever sold. You see lots of them in shops, but she is the only person ever known to have bought one. I'm having difficulty trying. It may be Margaret Whitlam, who's taken time off from her, or perhaps Hazel Hawke. I don't know whether that's a new man in Hazel's life after her tragic separation from Bob, who's luxuriating harbourside in Sydney. But yes, possibly Hazel Hawke there with...
Marcia Hines used to refer to a show that she was on of a Saturday night. This show is deep, and I'm sure this show is becoming deeper here at Brendan Cormick's twin brother there.
Yes, that's his little brother, Brendan Cormick on the left there, and unfortunately the bloke on the right doesn't realise that the bloke on the left is sizing him up to eat him. I'm sure if we fling the camera back there in 5 minutes, the bloke on the right, in fact, will be gone, and the big fella on the left, much in the nature of the boa constrictor. You'll just see that red members ticket will be the only thing just poking out of the big guy's mouth next time when we go back. But there are people having a lot of fun here at the races. I mean, you don't have to eat the Asian food on offer today. I mean, you can eat whatever you like, really.
Is there a pot boiling around the corner?
Yes, quite possibly. He might be our celebrity punter of the day, the big fella. Oh, now we're talking. I think on the left that's the screen actress Carolyn Goodall, who was most recently in Hotel Sorrento.
It's like she's been hammering nails into the wood. She's blackened all 5 fingers at the end there. She must be a bad shot with the hammer.
Yeah. Well, or either the chap assisting her out of the car in the car park here at Moonee Valley's closed the door a little bit eagerly. And on the right, it's a very tough call, but...
keep working on it.
Yeah. No, I sort of half recognise her. Is it Peter Tapano?
It's not unlike her. The hair's probably just a bit shorter than Peter, but I can recognise the man up the back there, but we'll come back shortly. The New World TV handicap is, I shouldn't have said that, I'll get labelled now, 2,040 metres. An interesting betting
I think he was played a support role in Basic Instinct.
Was it?
I think, yeah.
OK. I'm just about speechless here. Let's have a look at the Tates. That's the easiest way out of this for the next at Moonee Valley. 5.10 for Chesham from the Freedman camp. Tech form rating. Do you take a look? Now, here's an interesting. How many people would come onto a racetrack and immediately head straight to tech form rating?
Yeah, tech form to be found at the bottom of every race in the race book. Ratings.
Chesham has come up out of 100.
Yeah, which it's all rated out of 100. 100 is very good, and Chesham gets 100. So on that basis, Chesham is very good. I don't know who does the tech form these days, but it's some computer genius. You know, it's probably Bill Gates from Microsoft gets down and puts it all through the computer. And I reckon you would be right. There would be quite a lot of people who first thing they'd look at would be the top 5 picks top 4 in this race, because one of them's Scratch, Rampaging.
All right, we go back to Geelong very, very shortly for the next down there after the fun run. That's, as I said, if Dan Malecki has recovered. 3:19 is the start time as we have Mildura ready for a start. Here we go. Let's go up to our caller up there, which should be Tony Wirtz.
Rough Reality 3. Mobile swings into the back about 60 metres from Dispatch and away they go. Kiss Me Casey's got a lot of pace, and so also Keep Me Dry is going to work across and set up outside it early. Perot gets the run of the race behind the leader. Now Kenaroa, and here's one taking off from the rear, bursting through the field, King's Walk. And Adcock driving hard is looking for the lead on King's Walk. Kiss Me Casey in front. King's Walk moves up to join it on the outside, but I don't think he'll get past. Settling now into the 1-1 set, Keep Me Dry, and back behind the leader, Perot on the rails. Vegar's Image worked quickly and got into the running line nicely and is pulling very hard. And here's another one, Rough Reality, taking off from the rear and heading up towards the lead. Well, Rough Reality's got enough pace to cross Kiss Me Casey as they reach the judge with 2 laps to go, and Rough Reality settles down by 5 metres in front. Of Kiss Me Casey, Perot lies third on the rails. King's Walk eased back there and is going to try and drop in on the fence. Yeah, looks like he can do so, although Perot now comes off the fence and gives King's Walk a trail again. 3 back in the running line at this stage is Keep Me Dry. Over on the inside, Just EJ. Vegar's Image settles down better now, but it is third last. Miss Famous is back second last, and last of all, Kenaroa over on the inside, bar for 1, and that's Summer Risk, which must have got into a bit of bother somewhere in the first lap. They head up towards the top circle, 1,100 metres to go, and on top still Rough Reality. By 2 metres, Perot moving closer on the outside. Kiss Me Casey led early and then sat up for the trail behind the leader. In the 1-1, King's Walk's done an awful lot of work. Keep Me Dry, 3 back in the running line is going okay. Just EJ, 3 back along the fence. They're followed by Vegar's Image. Now Miss Famous taking off from near the rear. Back to second last over on the rails, Kenaroa, and Summer Risk is still at the tail of the field. Perot moving up on the outside of Rough Reality as they get the bell. It's Rough Reality on the inside, 2 metres to the good of Perot, going closer now. Kiss Me Casey with nowhere to go. Miss Famous out 3 wide and running on well. King's Walk between horses. Keep Me Dry trying to get up on the back, but not going well enough at the moment. They're followed further back by Just EJ. Vegar's Image under very hard driving, going nowhere. Off the back they come, 450 metres to go. And in the centre, Perot has got to a narrow lead from Rough Reality. Miss Famous out wide. Kiss Me Casey going all right, but nowhere to go. Then Keep Me Dry running on. King's Walk between horses is still plugging away. Vegar's Image and Just EJ. On the corner, Rough Reality kicks back to again join Perot. Miss Famous out 3 wide is plugging away doggedly. Vegar's Image from the rear and Keep Me Dry starting to run on pretty hard. Miss Famous on the outside moved up to join Perot. Miss Famous, Perot kicking back on the inside.